Welcome back to this week's edition of Carolina Kart Scene, episode number 39. After a week off, we're back into it, talking about tracks that have released some winter schedule and some winter racing. We'll also talk about the racing on November the 18th and also in Thanksgiving weekend. The weather hasn't started to get too cool, but it looks like with the forecast coming up, it is going to start getting a little bit colder at the races as they go into later in the season. A couple of different racetracks putting on some big shows and some big money, so let's get to it and have some fun. Also, in racetrack news, Woodleaf Raceway Park put out a winter schedule. It looks like they're having 3 different dates in January, February, and also March. And on those dates, they're going to be running flat kart, champ karts, and also wing karts on their schedule. So it's really interesting and really exciting to have scheduling throughout the winter time. So hopefully you'll be able to get out and race with them. And of course, I'll have more information as they do release it and as we get closer to those dates. First racetrack I want to talk about running on November the 18th is Liberty Raceway Park in Stately, North Carolina. This is almost like the 3rd or 4th weekend in a row that the racetrack has been running. So it's good to get more racing into the area. Especially as the weather turns a little bit cooler. They've got a lot of classes that are guaranteed money on the line. Clone 390, Clone Heavy 375, Pro Clone 425, Champ Kart classes, and also other classes, a full slate of junior classes, junior champ, as they get into in addition to red plate classes. Normally gates open at 10 a.m. with prices start at 12 p.m. Always a great facility. We were out here about 2 weeks ago or maybe a week ago running with them with the Ultimate Series, and again, great surface, always a fun track to go watch and everything. So definitely get out and run with them and have some fun. Also running on November 18th is Foothills Raceway Park in Easley, South Carolina. They'll be having their 4th race of their Thunder Snow Winter Series. They'll also be running their Turkey Cup on that particular date. Looks like gates open up at 10 a.m. with practicing starting shortly after that one. So always a nice little track. Went to this one a little bit earlier in the year. Always a good surface to run on, and hopefully they'll have a good little crowd. Another racetrack that also released a winter schedule is Horsepower Park Go-Kart Track in Morgan, North Carolina. They'll be running a lot of different classes, flat kart. They'll also running some L206 classes and also beginner wing, box stock wing, and those different ones. And this is one of those racetracks that you see those classes run a little bit more on the western side of North Carolina. You don't see the L206 or the wing karts very much on the eastern side of North Carolina. So it's good that you're seeing more and more tracks running this particular class so that you can get more people out and have a little bit more fun and everything. It looks like gates open up at 11 a.m. with practice start at 1 p.m. So definitely a great little track. It's a really big track, so definitely where you can stretch out and have a lot of fun at the track. So hopefully you'll get out and race with them and have some fun. Up next, running in South Carolina is Hanging Rock Kartway in Kershaw, South Carolina. They'll be having a big race on Friday, the November the 17th. It's going to be a combination of both Reaper tire and open tire they're going to have available. A lot of different good classes, junior classes, Pro Clone 425, Amateur 375, and then in open tires they're going to have some also flathead classes. So again, another racetrack that does run consistently in flathead. So definitely get out with them and hopefully you can run and have some fun on the 17th. Even though we mainly covered the Carolinas, one racetrack we talked about before and I want to mention again is Capital City Speedway in Ashland, Virginia. They'll be having a 2-day show on this upcoming weekend on Friday the 17th and Saturday 18th. On Friday, they got a lot of different classes with gates opening up at 1 p.m. Pre-tech about 2:30, even though the flyer says 3 o'clock. They've got a lot of information on Bob's 4-cycle forums, so definitely go there and check out some of the rules and updates that they've had and some of the things they're going to talk about. But they've got a lot of different classes on Friday since it's a little bit earlier in the day. Junior Sportsman, Junior Champ, Dakar Extra Heavy, a lot of different classes that are going to have on the line. And then on Saturday, they're going to have a lot of guaranteed money between Pro Junior Sportsman, Pro Super Heavy, Clone Heavy, all these different classes they're going to have. So definitely a very interesting time to get out. Looks like it's going to be a Maxxis tire event. in addition to a lot of the other junior classes that they're going to have. In addition, they also have a juice box that are going to be running on those particular nights. So definitely go to Bob's 4Cycle Forum, check out the rules, check out the times they're going to have, and hopefully you get out and run with them. Also, it looks like Frank's Outdoor Life is going to be there, so definitely comb your hair and put on a good smile. You may be on a YouTube star after all. Running on November 25th is Warrior Creek Speedway in Gray Court, South Carolina. They'll be running their 4th annual Little Pilgrims race on this particular day. Gates open up at 3 p.m. This is going to be a Maxxis tire event only. They're going to have about 9 to 11 different classes, including Pro Clone 375, the Hunter Madden Memorial Race on this particular day. So nothing better to go with turkey and gravy and a little tire prep. So hopefully you'll get out. This is always a great facility. Hopefully I will not be able to make this race, but definitely hopefully I'll be able to make it down to Warrior Creek sometime in the future. So if you're in this area, definitely a great race to get out. They've got several different classes that are treads, and they're getting more and more popular in their treaded class, as they had a race this past weekend for a lot of treaded class. So definitely a great facility. I hope you get out and run with them. Next up, running on November 24th and 25th is the Thanksgiving Rumble and the Wayne Poole Memorial Run at Paradise Speedway. This is going to be a really big event. A lot of different classes on the line, a lot of good money on the line, in addition to a lot of these different ones, and a lot of classes that you're going to see. Now, typically when I talk about a Friday night event, a lot of times the Friday shows start later in the day, and you kind of have a lot less classes run. But this one, because it is over the holiday weekend, you're going to see a lot more classes on the Friday, because gates open up at 8 a.m. with prizes start at 10 a.m. on Friday on November 24th. And they've got, like I said, a lot of different classes. This is also going to be a mixture of Reaper tire event, also a open tire event. A couple of different classes you're going to have open tire, so it's going to be really interesting what tire someone will choose, and hopefully they'll have a lot of fun on that one. Super Heavy Prelude is going to be $1,000 to win, guaranteed. No Pro Shootout is also going to have $1,000 to win on that Friday. They'll also have a full slate of junior classes, and something that I've not seen in a long time or a lot of classes is the Red Plate Champ. Now, usually when you have a junior champ, it's still going to include 8 years old, but this one is going to have 5 to 7 year olds in a red plate champ. So hopefully this class gets bigger and bigger and feeds into the other classes as these racers will age up. And then you'll also have your regular red plates on Reaper tires. And then Saturday, again, gates open up at 8 a.m., practice start at 10 a.m. Again, a full slate of different classes you're going to have, but this one a Pro Super Heavy. Reaper tire, $2,500 to win. You also have a guaranteed. You also have a couple of Super Heavy Prelude to $425, $1,000 guaranteed, and all down the line that you do have. So really interesting classes and all the different shootouts and different ones you have. So hopefully you make it down to Paradise, run with them, and have some fun in that particular one. On Bob's 4Cycle Forum, they also have a registration that is open. So definitely get down there and hopefully everybody have some fun.